Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? I want to first start with kind of the correlation between the foods that we are consuming and the detrimental potential ramifications of those foods. And if there are
Right,
certain foods like processed foods, like sugars, like substitutes that
right,
can lead to depression, anxiety, or
right,
any other ramifications that maybe we're just not aware of and what we should be paying
right,
attention to.
right. So, there are different nuances in the different mental health conditions, but there are some general things that I think people should know. The thing, though, is most people associate that with their waistline or weight gain or family history of type 2 diabetes. They don't link it to their mental health. And herein
Mm,
is really the power of nutritional psychiatry. It's those highly processed, ultra processed junk foods, processed foods, fast foods, seed oils, which, processed vegetable oils and seed oils, which many fast food restaurants use because it's cheaper. And then, the high fructose corn syrup which is also in many savory foods. You don't even realize it. So it's not just a sugary candy or something that has sugar. It's also other foods. Artificial sweetness is another big one. And so, the wrong types of fats, the kind of shelf-stable baked goods that have those fats that are unhealthy for our body. Uh, Many of those things, people think, oh, if I do that, if I eat that, I'm going to gain weight, but they also affect your mental health. Here's a quick one. If you're eating lunch meats for maybe a what you think is a healthy lunch meat, but it contains nitrates that actually drives depression. If you're thinking, oh, Dr. Naidoo talked about eating yogurt because yogurt has, she talked about blueberries and she talked about yogurt. I'm going to get a blueberry yogurt. Well, a fruited yogurt, a half cup, can have up to 8 teaspoons of sugar in it.
mm.
So it's not that blueberries or yogurt are not healthy, it's that the fruited yogurts and the way in which they are kind of brought forward through advertising, people think, oh, that's the great option. But the added sugar really knocks away the positive benefits. So have the plain yogurt if you consume dairy, and have the blueberries with it, but don't buy the fruited kind. Those are just some simple things that we don't realize sometimes when we shopping or buying our food.
What is happening as the body is metabolizing sugar that can lead to depression or anxiety, or with nitrates leading to increased levels of depression? Like what is actually happening from a physiological perspective?
So one of the mechanisms, a few different mechanisms that are being explored and are evolving as we understand nutritional psychiatry, but one of them is oxidative stress and inflammation. Inflammation in the body is really being seen as underlying conditions like depression, anxiety, and even cognitive disorders. So if you think back to just what we're eating, when we're eating an unhealthy meal, the food is processed, the gut and brain are connected. So our digestive tract, we start to chew food, we swallow it, it starts to interact with our gut, goes to our stomach, all of that, but it also involves these interaction with the gut microbes. When you are eating healthier foods, those breakdown products of digestion also include positive substances for your body and for your brain. One of those is short chain fatty acids. But when you're eating the kind of just the fast, you're always in the fast food lane and eating the foods that we know are unhealthy. The breakdown products are more toxic to the body and to those
Mm,
microbes, and they are toxic metabolites that they interact with the bad microbes in the gut, right? Because they're good microbes and bad microbes. Good microbes are there to cheer us on, help us with many bodily functions from sleep and circadian rhythm, which is our internal body clock, hormones, vitamin production, immunity, many things, including mental health. So when they are not being nurtured, but their bad neighbors are being nurtured, those bad microbes take over time and sets up for gut inflammation. Gut inflammation, because there's a single cell layer lining the gut, is easily disrupted, and gut inflammation, therefore, through the loop and through that system being connected, can lead to brain inflammation. So it really starts there as one of the mechanisms. And I use that example because it touches the oxidative stress, it touches the inflammation, the neuroinflammation. And because we are eating, chewing, and swallowing our food, it's an easier mechanism to understand.